So I'm really glad that LILO is out. I am not so glad that Katrina is out, but I feel like now Eric more than ever would focus on the game and actually play the game. Katrina, I felt like she had more to offer, but sadly people did not vote. I don't know people that voted for the others, so I really don't know, but I mean, it is what it is. Moving on, so this week's highlights is very, 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 very interesting. I'm going to tell you guys everything that happened this week, and then the gossip, of course. I always bring the gossip, so I'll give you guys the gossip. But first of all, the highlights. This week there was a truth or dare game. Kidwire was there to kiss Watoni. Watoni showed Kidwire her tongue. Kidwire also was there to kiss Erica. In fact, a whole lot of nastiness happened during their truth or dare, so I'm not even going to dwell on that. Now, that was the first truth or dare they played. They did another one where Ozil smooshed what's her name, Dorothy's boobs. I think that moment where Ozil had to smooch Dorothy's boobs was a turning point in their friendship, I feel, because all the while Ozil had said Dorothy is his friend, his favorite person in the house, but I feel like that just made things switch for them, and I'm sure they both felt it at that point. Moving on, they are now looking like they want to be more than just friends. So they did great with the Thursday Night Wager show, but they broke a lot of rules during that week. Microphone infringements, whispering to each other, forgetting to wear their mics. Some were even discussing the whole process of how they go into the house, saying, they had to stay somewhere for 2 weeks, calling some names of people that, had access to them, basically. Then I think, what's his name now? Kidwire went as far as sort of indirectly insinuating that his connections got him there. Of course, Kayode, the cameraman, took it off. In case you didn't know who Kayode was, Kayode is the cameraman. He was a cameraman last year, and this year we don't care to know who the cameraman is. It is still Kayode, basically. So any camera issues, we always say Kayode. So Kayode took the camera off Kidwire, knowing fully well that Kidwire was going to spill, basically. So when it comes to fights, Katrina must be involved every other week. Katrina, well, that was her last week of fighting. Because she had a fight with Tolani, and Tolani gave it to her. We saw a different side of Tolani. Tolani is not... I have a feeling Tolani is going to be the new Katrina, because she had been quiet, but she started showing herself last week. I'm liking the new Tolani, though. I wish she had... Well, she did what she needed to do, being quiet the first week and now opening up because she needed to be comfortable. But Tolani gave it to Katrina hot. Praise and Lucy also got into a fight. Those guys are always fighting. Praise and Lucy, I don't know what they have going on. Tolani and Kaisha had a fight. Tochi and Lucy, of course, got into a fight because Lucy was bossing Tochi around because she's the head of house, asking him to clean certain places, and he felt like he was being bossed around. He didn't like it. He told her. They shall go into some sort of fight. So those were the people that had major fights this week. When LILO left the house, Ebuka asked, what do you feel about Eric now that you're out of the house? She said, I still feel the same way. So when Ebuka asked, so what about your boyfriend? She just went quiet. She was like, well, good. Ebuka just had to let that slide because obviously no time. But it will be interesting to see what Eric will do now that LILO is out of the house. When Katrina left the house, who would you miss as expected? She said Lucy, she said Dorothy, she said every other housemate that she would miss them. Ebuka, of course, he said, so what about Praise? And she said, Praise is just a friend, that she will miss him just like every other housemate. And which I totally get. Katrina is a very mature lady. Praise also, I think to an extent mature. He's in a relationship and also said in the house that he knows where he's going to when he leaves the house, that he's not ready to throw it all away. But he was just having fun with Katrina, and Katrina was just having fun with Praise, basically. And I feel like it is what it is. I don't think there's any ship there between Katrina and Praise. I did not see any connection. It was just, they were just having fun, basically. Now, for the gossip. Let me arrange my hair first. Is it rough? Let me arrange my hair. For the gossip. After the Saturday night party, the party after the party is where most of the juicy and the fun stuff happen. Where do I begin? So Nengi friend-zoned Prince, like say a night before the Saturday party, right? Watoni and Tolani really like Prince. Watoni walked up to Prince and tried to talk to Prince about it. Prince said, no, we can be nothing more than just friends. Tolani tried to talk to Prince but spoke to BrightO first before going to Prince, and BrightO said, Don't do it. Don't talk to him about your feelings. Just dead it. She went ahead and spoke to Prince about it. Prince had friend-zoned Watoni and also friend-zoned Tolani in the same night. Mind you, he was also friend-zoned the night before. Trust me, this life is not balanced. But it is what it is. People are liking you and you're not liking them. Who you're liking is not liking you. It's just a mess. Then the same BrightO went and gave Lekon advice to kiss Erica on the neck before going to bed. Like that sort of telling her how you feel about her. Lekon ended up not doing the mission. He did not kiss Erica on her neck. The same BrightO, when Tolani was talking to him, Tolani said, I don't like Tochi. Because Bright was trying to say Tochi likes you and all that. She said, I don't like Tochi. If Tochi is the last guy in this house, then I'd rather not be in a relationship. The same Bright went and told Tochi to apply pressure on Tolani that she's the lady, you need to apply more pressure to woo her and all of that. So it was like, this girl just told you she doesn't like Tochi and now you are telling Tochi to apply pressure. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your post notifications so you'll be the first to know when I post stuff. Thumbs up to my post. Leave some comments. 2 nights ago, I saw a different side to BrightO. Like he was just stirring the pot and stirring the pot. Telling Tochi to apply pressure on Tolani, which did not make any sense to me. But it was fun to watch because he was stirring the pot and that would create drama. And people want to see drama, basically. Then, Erica had an issue with Nengi because apparently when she knew she was going to the house and she sort of knew Nengi was going to the house, they had a conversation and they said they were going to have each other's backs, only for them to get into the house and Nengi picked Watoni to be her deputy the first week, and it rubbed Erica the wrong way. Although they squashed it the first week, but the second week she felt they would be close, but they still were not close and she felt like the friendship was being forced. Now this story is Erica's point of view. We haven't heard Nengi's side of the story. But Erica was venting and she didn't like the fact that Nengi abandoned her in the house, knowing fully well that they spoke on the phone about it and they were going to have each other's back. Ozo, on the other hand, started to back away from Nengi and lean more towards his friend, Dorothy. But Dorothy now has issues with Nengi as well because she feels like Nengi likes to be the center of attention. And she said a lot of things that I felt like Dorothy shouldn't have said. She said it maybe because she was tipsy or angry or whatever, but she said a lot of nasty things about Nengi. No doubt there is an underlying factor as to why she's that upset with Nengi, and that factor is Ozo. Katrina, on the other hand, before she left the house, spoke to Ozo, trying to tell Ozo to move closer to Dorothy as opposed to Nengi. Now, I got what she was trying to say. I felt like she could have communicated that properly without talking down on Nengi, but she also spoke down on Nengi. Like, it was just a bash session from all funny enough, it was even the female housemates bashing Nengi last night. I feel like the only person that had a genuine reason for bashing Nengi last night was Erica, and her reason was the fact that they spoke before they got into the house and their friendship wasn't as strong as she felt it would have been in the house. So she said some things about Nengi, but did not talk about her looks or how Nengi felt like she was better than other housemates or how a lot of guys were giving Nengi all the attention. She didn't really dwell on that. She was basically saying what happened between them. Dorothy talked down on Nengi. Lucy talked down on Nengi. Not to her face though. Of course, gossip behind her back. They spoke bad about her. Dorothy, Lucy, and Katrina, the squad, they spoke bad about Nengi. Now this is just week 2 and anything can change. In the 4th week or 5th week, for all we know, Dorothy and Nengi can be bestos. But for now, that's the drama that happened. Then Praise and Katrina also allegedly, I don't know if I should say allegedly, had sex, but it looked like they had a nice time under the sheets on Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Friday night. It looked like they had a nice time. They played truth or dare and things got really frisky. I mean, alcohol was involved and they actually did some things under the sheets. I noticed Katrina was trying to grab her pants and put it back on when they were done. What's his name? Praise was also pulling up his pants when he was done. It looked like things happened the night after that game, that Friday night. Then the night after, Tolani Badge. Now, I don't know what she was doing under the covers, but Her hand was moving up and down the sheet. Up and I don't know what she was doing. People on Twitter said she was masturbating. Some on Twitter said she was helping herself out. Me, I don't know. I watched it. I took it back a couple of times to make sure that I was seeing what I was seeing clearly. And I saw what I was seeing clearly. And I saw it clearly. She looked busy under the sheets. That I can say for sure. I don't know what she was doing. When she comes out of the house, she'll tell us what she was doing. Oh, did I forget to mention that Kid and Erica kissed on the couch as well? That night, like Friday, Saturday night was a whole lot of Kid and Erica kissed. But I like the fact that Erica was mature enough to tell Kid, see, I know you're a flirt, I know you play around, I know you do all of these things, and I really like you. But I'm going to have to take myself out of the equation if you're going to be flirting with all these ladies, because I need a man that will be for me and just me. I felt like Erica made it clear to him that I like you, I know this is how you are, but I like you, if that makes sense. So she knows that outside the house it's probably not going to be more than what it is, which I really like. But Kid went in for the kids. I was just hearing all sorts. My eyes saw, my ears heard. I was just hearing all sorts of saliva going down the throat. It was just that night was hot. I'm even getting hot talking about it right now. Where's my husband? Okay, he's not back yet. Anywho, there was a whole lot of drama. Quick one, Big Brother made them believe that one person would be leaving the house, but when they go into the diary room, he made them pick 2 out of the 4 that got the least number of votes. So they ended up, Big Brother, ended up evicting 2 housemates. I probably missed out some things that happened, but let me know what I missed out in the comment section. Unless it is not worth talking about, because I'll talk about everything that is worth talking about. But every other thing that I do not say is probably not worth talking about. So let me know in the comment section what I missed out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.